Guys, good morning once again on the trending news. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel where we discuss South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. The photos you see there are the photos of the owners of a restaurant in Manlin in Pretoria. Apparently, the restaurant has been exploiting its employees, ill-treating them, and the restaurant has just been closed yesterday. The name of the restaurant is Babel. I would call it like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just call it Babel or Babel or whatever you can call it, but there is the name there. So the restaurant was closed down yesterday and the owners arrested, as you see there on the photos, and apparently two illegal immigrants who were working there were also arrested and awaiting deportation. So the rumors are also the owners were illegal in South Africa, are here illegally and ill-treating South Africans in this country as well, or also exploiting the illegal immigrants as well, because you cannot change your ways of exploitation when somebody is an illegal immigrant and ill-treat South Africans only. Basically, ill-treatment of employees there was rife. We came to know about that through a girl that was brave enough, who was offered to work there, who was hired, was an employee at Babel restaurant, and she saw the ill treatment, and as she narrates it, and decided to come to social media and share what she experienced. Kindly watch her videos and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
Guys, the restaurant that I'm about to expose, I'm sure they've broken every right at the Labor Relations Act. Just opened it in Mainland. I've been working there for a few days now. So what happened is I went for a job interview. I showed them my CV and my socials and I was hired on the spot. And then they told me that I should buy a uniform for this job, right? So cross belty, white shirt, black shorts, black apron, black shoes. I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to buy those things because I'm just grateful that I got the job. It was a bit for me at first because I was like, I've worked at other places previously and I've never had to buy my own uniform. But I was like, hey, it's whatever. I went to work the next day and then there was just like, oh, guys, there were more things piling up. As waitresses, Zitibana, we have to buy our own equipment, right? I didn't know about that. So basically, equipment is a bottle opener, a cigar cutter, e-cigarette lighter, cigar lighter. Yeah, but like you buy all of these things yourself out of your own pocket. Mind you, I just spent 1,000 rand on just the uniform, excluding the alterations, excluding the transport fees, and now I have to buy the equipment myself. But I was like, you know what, it's fine. I had all of these things within the second day that I was working there, only to find out that there is no contract. There's nothing that is legally binding between you and the restaurant. You just go there, you work. If you get fired, you get fired because there's no contract. No soul searching. How are you going to defend yourself? That was the second red flag for me actually. And then they were like, we don't have a basic salary. As not basic salary, you make imali tips. This wasn't discussed with me prior. You make imali tips. There's like a mandatory tip of 10% that we bill to the customer. But even that 10% tip, the restaurant takes about, I think it's 20%, 30%. I stand to be corrected. Something about breakage and leverage. I don't know. So 10%, they still take imali etil. And when you come into work, you have to pay what they call a runner fee, which is 200 rand. So basically, a runner is someone that assists the waitress. And then you also have to pay your runner at the end of the night. Maybe I don't know how things work, but all of this seemed extreme to me, especially considering the fact that we don't have a basic salary. So fine, I worked there. My first day, it was not smooth sailing because it is my first day. Yes, I've worked at other places, but it's my first time working here. I'm still trying to learn how things work up. Guys, when I tell you, what I went through at that restaurant, I have never gone through that in my entire life, even in my personal life. The way that they treat us, even the way that they talk to us, they make us feel less than, they belittle us. As in a break, you work from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m. the next day. There's no break. You have to sneak maybe a Red Bull in the bathroom or outside in the corner, even if you're eating ipaya yako. A manager's going to walk in and scold you for that. It's so... Guys, and I just felt like I had to speak up because there is no ways. I don't even know if the customers know that the employees are being treated this way. You know? But I was like, let me suck this up. Let me just try my best to make money. But it's even hard to make Kwalamale tips because you find that most of the managers, they're friendly with some of the waitresses. So you could be standing there whole day and not even get tables because they're giving it a feel. When I also say, for example, last week Sunday, I went home with a debt to the restaurant. I ended up having to owe the restaurant 20 rand because of leverage and breakage and whatnot. After working from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m., I ended up owing them. Excuse me. For example, today, I worked so hard, but just because I didn't quite feel now. Customers will come, they'll say, no, no customer kaban. You're like, okay, sure. I see how this is. Today I went home with 100 rand tips. Today after working from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m. And I was like, you know what? But it's okay. So before work started, we complained that the cutlery are shorter, things are slow in the kitchen. Then they were like, we are losing the cutlery, therefore everybody is getting fined 200 rand. How are we losing the cutlery? Who is taking it home? Who is losing it where? Like the restaurant, they search our bags when you go home. So where is it being lost? So basically, we are buying a cutlery in a restaurant because they find all of us 200 rand. That accountant or whatever she is, she gave me this 100 rand. When I tip we find a tata. Then the manager came to me. She's like, Mihlali, we know you're not on the WhatsApp group, but we're finding everyone 200 rand. Does I find up? Nanku ke upatu. So ndimbuzo sisibani ndizayifumana happy because ndinike 800 rand my tips for the day. This is how much I made from working from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m. There's 800 rand. So ndizayifumana happy 200 rand the cutlery fine. They're like, no, like basically mandizame ndibaniki because imali yabo I owe them. Guys, when I tell you my tears were here, like I told myself that, you know what, I'm gonna go home because this is cruel. Like,
it takes a lot of guts to come out and speak like this and speak out like this girl did. And I want to just bring your attention to something. One of the owners on Instagram, he has mentioned the entire list of the businesses that they are owning. Owner of Louis Club, Montana, Opera, Sumo, Coco. The list is endless, the businesses that they are owning in South Africa. And somebody came and said something that also came to my mind, that he said, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy, owner of Babel on Manlin, is involved in more serious crimes than currently accused of. Exactly. So if they have that many businesses and they are exploiting their employees to that extent, and they are owning so many businesses, you can only imagine that it is not only about the employees, the kind of stuff that they are pushing. You look at them and be like, maybe they're into something even deeper than what we are seeing. And also the EFF came out commending the girl who came out, said it took a lot of guts for this young lady to come out and speak. Much to the disagreement of the people, they started saying, no, you support such things. You support because you are pro-illegal immigration. So this is on you. Let us hear what this EFF leader said.
That they thank this young lady for coming and being brave enough to raise this particular issue, because it's not easy for workers to come on the platform and tell people exactly what is happening behind closed doors. And of course, as Capital does not forget, they will try and deal with her. In this case, they've already dismissed her, and we believe that as the EFF, we have a duty to protect her.
This sends a very clear message to those who are involved in such things. We commend the Home Affairs, we commend the law enforcement officers for handling this matter accordingly. Also, the Minister of Home Affairs has posted on X saying that, you know what, let this be a clear message to everyone. Spread the message, let it be clear that we are coming and we are dealing with such things decisively, and everyone must respect the South African laws. So I'm going to put here the screenshot from the minister when he posted such, so that we read it together and we see. It looks like the GNU is working. I have to be honest, it looks like the GNU is working, which is why I love the GNU so much, and I need the GNU to handle things that are supposed to be handled before the end of 5 years. When I say before the end of 5 years, because we don't know what we might have after 5 years. So now that we have something that seems to be working, let them deal with things that need to be dealt with ASAP. Honorable Minister of Home Affairs Leon Schreiber, that name always twists me up. All right, he posted up on X and said, despite resource constraints, Team Home Affairs continues to ramp up operations to restore the rule of law. Our immigration officers are on the ground with other agencies as we speak. Those who violate our laws better watch out, because we are building a stronger Home Affairs. I love this. I love this. I love this. Because, before we kind of felt like South Africa is going right deep into the drain. You see, those are the things that I'm talking about. Let us see the solid actions. When all is done, after 5 years, we look back and say, wow, we are here now. What a time we've had prior to the GNU. Thank you for the work that we have done. Do you understand? This thing of not knowing who's within your yard is horrible. You don't know who's within your yard doing what. You are not able to monitor anything at all. No ways, you can't live like that. As I have said before in another video, that South Africa is a beautiful place to live in and be whatever you want to be, whether you're from South Africa or not. Just be here legally. That's all we are asking for. Forget the xenophobia story. That is all we are asking for. With that said, thank you for watching my videos. See you on my next upload. Do have a lovely Monday.